Call the Town of Oliver Springs January 4th meeting to order. Roll call, Mr. Joe.
Robert Miller,
Here.
Jeff Bass, Kenny Brown,
Here.
Lisa Van Hook, Terry Holland.
Here.
Got three of us, three we have a quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Joe. Would you lead us in a word of prayer, please?
Our Father, we come to you praying that as we start this new year, that you will give our council and our city employees the wisdom to manage what you've given us and to offer the services to the town and its citizens in such a way as to take care of the needs and bring honor and glory to you. We pray for the folks that are sick, that you would offer them health and restoration and bring them back to us. We pray for the problems in Israel and the problems in the Ukraine, that you would restore peace and harmony to those areas. We pray for all our men and women at home and abroad that are in the military service or in the protection services for us, such as police and fire and ambulance, first responders, that you would help them to keep the peace and the health and the safety of the towns in which they serve. We ask all these things in thy Son's name. Amen.
Amen. Attention, salute, pledge. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of minutes from the December 7th meeting.
Was that the week that we didn't get no programs on?
That was the
We decided to move it to the next meeting.
yes, that's correct.
What do we need to do with that, Joe?
Make a motion and get a second to approve the minutes of the previous meetings, plural, as presented.
You talking December 7th?
Yeah. I think that's our last meeting.
Yeah.
I was just trying to throw a date in there.
Make a motion to approve December 7th meeting.
So we have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion?
I've got one. When I paid my taxes, I asked Ramona Walker about her retiring, and she says she wasn't. So you get that corrected in this, or?
So she said she was going to resign. Not, that was my understanding. It has been brought to my attention today that she said she is not planning on retiring or resigning. So we're going to check into the legality of that.
Because it says retiring.
Yeah, so, but
I would think that that announcement is something that will happen in, I'll say, the immediate future. It's nothing in writing, kind of like I may go to Kingston tomorrow morning and something happens and I can't go. I think we'd have to have something in writing or maybe an oral announcement. Or maybe she just doesn't show up, some physical manifestation of resigning or retiring. We haven't had that, but we could go on record with the statement by the mayor that that was simply a discussion that she has indicated she's not going to resign or retire. But welcome to contact MTS to see,
yeah, we will.
because she is an elected official,
That's correct.
so she's not like an employee in that sense.
That is correct. So, I have no authority over her, nor does council. It's an elected position. It is one that, when I say a charter change is in order, a charter change is in order. I think, Mr. Cecil, wasn't that something that you all addressed 5 years ago, that position? So,
We looked at it. We didn't really address it.
okay, so, but, yep, so,
Yeah, I just want to jump back out of it. I just thought we should
yeah, for sure.
bring it up.
Any further discussion? Roll call, Joe?
Robert Miller.
Yes.
Kenny Brown.
Yes.
Terry Hall.
Yes.
Passed.
Oh, and one more thing, Joe. You got Joyce, I think it's Hefner instead of Hempel.
Oh,
Joyce Hempel, Hefner.
okay, that's, yeah. Sometimes when you type it, correct the spelling, the spell check corrects it, notwithstanding the fact you type it correct. That's infuriating.
All right, this time, is there any delegation from citizen? If so, please come forward, state your name and the reason you're here.
I want to introduce you all today to the disabled veterans, the DAV here in Alder Springs. They have become quite active in our community. They've done a lot of Christmas for the kids. One thing that they have asked was for me to come to a meeting to explain to them the Hometown Heroes program that I talked to y'all about. They voted on helping us with that, and they wanted to announce to y'all what their decision is.
Hey, Chief, I think American Legion. You said DAV?
I apologize. So American Legion on Lookout Avenue.
Yes.
Please.
When you go up there.
Yes, sir.
So as Mr. Jury comes forward, Mr. Brown and I had wanted this to come to fruition along with myself, and I know Chief Laxton has kind of taken lead, and I really appreciate you all being here tonight to talk to us.
Absolutely. Well, the big reason we are here, because the mayor approached me back in October sky about doing this hometown hero thing. At the time, I didn't see it being feasible with what people we have. It was brought to us again in a different manner by the chief. It was a different package. It's a package that we are definitely willing to help them out. Basically, working with the police department, and you guys, there shouldn't be an issue. The biggest thing I ask for is support. We have, I've been up there for about 9 years, and we've never really had any support from the city whatsoever. And that really let us down. But this year, we have had support. We had a really good program that we've had every year for Christmas. And a number of you guys showed up, and it made a big difference to us. And we will continue to do everything we can to help the city out, as long as they continue to support us, you know. We've got great things for our city and the surrounding areas, and once again, just like Chief up there said, you know, we were the BAV. Okay, obviously, because people forget where we're at. You know, we're not in the open eye, but we do a lot for the community. And the more support we have, the more we'll give you guys.
And listen, the Christmas toy giveaway that the American Legion hosted, Corey was there. It was incredible. I absolutely. How many toys did y'all give out? 1,500 toys?
I've got, oh God, there's no telling me toys.
1,100.
About 1,100 toys.
Wow.
At one time, they said we had anywhere from 6,000 to 1,000 people come through there.
Yeah.
It was a busy day.
Well, thank you so much for doing that.
Absolutely.
And thank you for taking this vision and going to turn it into a reality.
Great.
I'm excited.
Good.
What's the next step? What's the next step?
Well, to start off with, we need to get about 10 people right off the bat that is interested in having their flag put up.
Okay.
And the prices are not
Not set in
dead set
stone.
right now. They're not set in stone, but some of the ideals we have is with the police department's help, and they've already guaranteed us help. We're gonna do some fundraising, they're gonna do some fundraising, and try to make a little kitty, because we know we've got people in this town that can't afford to have that done. But they would really be appreciative of it. So we're gonna try to offset them and kind of take care of them. So, but we gotta have 10, and I can tell you right now, tomorrow morning, I'm sitting down and I'm writing down at least 10 people that will do it and pay me that day.
I think roughly, Mr. Brown, and do not quote me on this, I know we're going to be on camera, but I think it's gonna be around $150, chief, is that right-ish?
As long as we're able to provide the labor to put it up, we're looking more along the lines of $100 per flag.
Okay, okay. And,
Now, is there a form, you need a picture?
Well, we haven't got all in that a whole lot, but yeah, you're gonna need a picture, you're gonna need to know, the person's, service they was in, whatever you wanna put on there.
Yeah.
You don't have to put in the rank, you don't have to put in what era they served, but if you want to, it's there.
Yeah, okay.
You know, and as far as, I've also done some checking about trying to find photos of, for instance, me. The only picture I have is my boot camp picture, which is 1,000 years ago. But there is no archive. But nothing says that we can't come up and take a picture of the mayor right now and put that on the flag.
Right.
Okay? And put down he was in the, whatever, Coast Guard or whatever. But that can be done too.
It's a one time forever, or one time for a year?
The flags last, they're saying, on the low side, 3 years.
3 years?
Okay? But once again, if you go and you replace that flag because it's tattered,
Yeah,
it's not gonna cost you as much because you've got all the hardware already there.
okay.
They've already been installed. Yes, you may have to come by and take them off and put them on, but I would say the price will continue to go down.
So you're talking to Quinn tomorrow, could someone come and see you?
Anytime, I'm just saying tomorrow,
Okay.
I can write down a number tomorrow
Okay.
and get it started.
Okay.
Anytime someone's interested in this, they're more than welcome to contact me or Mr. Long. We're open every Tuesday, generally at the American Legion, every Thursday for Bible study. So getting a hold of us is not hard.
okay, so, number one, as the mayor, I will give you our support that we will put the flags up, we'll take them down, we'll care for them. Number two, in a week or two, give us a little bit of time, we will have maybe a social media campaign, maybe even try to contact Rowan County News and maybe have a release to the public
Okay.
as well. And so that way it gives everybody just a little bit of time and then we'll launch.
Well, I've been around a few places, Kingston, Hammer, places that are already doing it. And it's short.
Yeah, I know.
It's short.
I was running out of the road trying to look at them.
We don't want that, but you know that for sure.
Hey, thank you so much.
Yes, is there anything else?
Have you got relatives that used to work at White Cliff?
Yes, sir.
Your mother?
Yes, sir.
I worked with her for years. And you.
Bless your heart.
You got a sister?
Yep, which one?
Okay, I think who's,
Irene, Judy.
Irene, she married Brooks?
Yep, well, she was.
What, okay.
Now she's a Johnson.
So I've seen pictures of you too, so you hear all kinds of.
Well,
stories.
if you've seen pictures at Y12, we don't need to talk about it, okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I asked a few questions before we,
Yes, sir, come forward, Mr. Long. Yep.
okay, the one that we want to go with is $104.95.
Okay.
So when we start advertising to our veterans, I just want to make sure that that's what it's going to cost us. I believe the chief said the city is going to help us as far as installing.
Correct.
Does the city have a requirement that they want all of our banners to be consistent? You know, some people might want to put their branch, some might not. Some might want to put their years of service, some might not. Do you all have a standard? Do you want us to be consistent like the other cities and have a layout that's consistent for all veterans?
I would think so, but
Okay, so that's something we'll need to talk with y'all about before we pick the banner we're gonna go with. And then there'd be some veterans that can pay for it on their own, but as we were kind of somewhat led to believe the city would help us do a fundraiser
yes.
to help the veterans who can't afford that. I mean, $105 doesn't sound like a lot of money, but as you can see at our Christmas party and the food that we do each month for veterans, they're struggling in this world. So we just want to make sure the city's on board with all this and that we're going to do our part.
Yes.
And we can advertise and we can get a lot of veterans on, but we just need to know, what percentage of money that we'll have to help veterans that don't have the money.
Does that $105 include your rods to hang them on, the brackets to put them on the poles and everything with?
Well, we were just presented with this, but
That's what the chief said.
Chief is saying yes.
yes.
Yes, everything's included in that price.
Everything is?
Yes.
And so the city will install them for us, so what we're gonna do is put out for veterans that come up with at least $105. Now, as you all help us fundraise for this, we have one account, I'm the financer officer up there, so we'll designate a separate account for the fundraising for this project only, because we have several projects that we do up there, like Christmas, that we set money at, separate places. So we will have an account on everything that the city helps us raise, and that's what the money will go for, will be for these banners and nothing else.
Well, I'll tell you what, tell you what, because I believe leaders lead, and Corey will vouch for this. Chief Laxton will tell you, I tell him all the time, leaders lead.
Yep.
So tonight, I'll be the first one to make a donation. I'll make a $500 donation to the American Legion to help kick the fund off.
Okay, so
Okay.
we'll get back with you on that.
Yep.
We actually have our official business meeting will be this coming Monday night.
Okay.
And we're gonna get on board as far as trying to get a committee together and start doing this.
Yes, sir.
And then we'll set a separate fund for those kind of donations.
Now, I'd like one more question. Are we gonna be specific where we put these up, like the 4-lane downtown?
That's up to the city.
Okay, we will have to have that.
I just want mine up front. I just kidding.
Up front of the jailhouse there.
Yeah.
I'm just-
Wherever the city decides we're on board with that, wherever they're gonna be seen the most would be where we wanna start.
For sure.
Right,
So that would be up to the city.
they're all over Kingston, I know that.
Right.
But that's along with how many more we get. We start and run out of telephone poles, we'll find somewhere else to go, right?
Well, I don't think you'll run out of telephone poles. Now, my question, the other question I need to ask, do these veterans need to be what you call from Oliver Springs, or can it be any veteran? Because we represent Rome, Morgan, and Anderson County. We have veterans from La Follette, Carrollville, Clinton, Oak Ridge. So is there a specific, you just want veterans that are from Oliver Springs?
Not necessarily, because, we can reach out. I'm sure local people would jump on it real quick.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. We have veterans from all three counties and different cities.
Yeah, I'm sure the ones I've seen in Kingston.
I mean, I'm from Oliver Springs, that's why I want mine up front, by the way.
Nobody could say where they're from, if you know what I'm saying.
No, we're not gonna put that on the banner, but some people like to have their picture in their hometown.
Once they get
I didn't
it
know
out
if that
there.
was a requirement for y'all or not. Okay,
Not really.
so that gives us more opportunity then. Okay?
Thank you, Mr. Long.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Any further delegation, citizen from the delegation? All right, mayoral update. New year, new beginnings. Just want to say I'm honored to be the mayor. One full year, we've done a lot, we've seen a lot. We're turning around and we're heading in a new direction, and I'm thankful for that. We took over a city that was in financial distress, and we have charted a path forward. Now we're continuing to get on firm footing financially. I look back at Jason Brummett and Corey, our city manager. We've taken a water loss rate from 78%, second worst in the state, to almost 60%. Just in a matter of a few months. I'm excited about that. It's a new beginning for the city. I also want to say that I own Big Orange Tree Service, and recently on 3 different occasions, my crew, I donated 3 half days worth of labor to the city. Okay? So for anyone who's listening or watching, free labor. I love my town. And if you want to put a monetary value on that, close to $5,000 that I saved the city. Because I love my town. And I will continue to work for free for my town. Okay? There are more projects that I've spoken with Rusty, the street supervisor, and we will address those. To me, that's winning. Anytime that you can have a business donate free time and labor, that's winning. And I gladly do so because I love my town. Just like the tables close to the maintenance building, the little picnic area, and we're gonna name that, TDOT gave us the money for that. That was free, right? And I appreciate TDOT giving us the grant for those tables, and we're gonna apply for that grant again, and hopefully, some of the fields that set off from the road, we're gonna turn those into fields of flowers, like beautiful wildflowers, right? Just like you see along Pellissippi Parkway when people stop at every spring and they're taking hundreds of pictures, right? I want that in Oliver Springs. It's gonna happen. So a new year, new beginnings. I'm excited. I'm excited that Corey Jenkins is my city manager. I'm excited that I get to serve with this council. I'm excited that we get to face challenges and rise above those challenges. Man, our back was against the wall. But listen, we come out swinging and I love it, right? So I'm excited. I love this town. I'm excited to be the mayor. I'm excited to meet the challenges. Anything that you need from me and Corey and my administration, please never hesitate to reach out. Okay? That's all I got. We're doing the parade winners tonight.
I don't know if they're here or not, but you can announce them if you want to. If
So-
they're here, we do have the trophies
Yep.
here. If not, they could come by City Hall and pick those up.
Okay. So from the Christmas parade, which was an incredible success, I think the largest parade we've ever had, from what I understand, in the streets were there was a lot of people. So the winners were Powell Clinch Utility District. Is anyone from Powell Clinch here tonight? They were first place. Second place was Beach Park Baptist Church. And third place was Washboard Laundry, which had a oh, look at here, they are here. Okay, cool. Let me grab it real quick. If y'all want to come forward here. Sure. Hey, thank you so much. It was a great float. Thanks. Thank you all for participating.
We really enjoyed it. It was a good turnout.
Yeah.
I did this one then.
Thank you so much. All right, so who do I give this to here?
That guy right
that
there.
guy right there.
That's what I guess. Okay,
Take my phone off too?
Absolutely. Hey, thank you so much.
It was a pleasure being
For sure, for sure.
We've been doing
So,
Oak Ridges for many years.
Yeah.
Yours is only been a lot longer.
good.
Yeah, it was fun.
Well, next year, yeah, well, good. Well, let's get in and do a picture.
Sure.
So,
Oh, man.
Sure, yes.
Yeah.
And here we go.
there you too.
This way one time, Mayor?
I almost dropped it.
Yeah.
Bless you.
This way?
Oh, yeah, let's face the camera here. I apologize.
It's all right.
Get everybody in there.
Yeah, just look one quick note there and we got you. You're done. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's fun.
So if I'm not mistaken, Washboard Laundry is located exactly where?
We're located at 113 Robertsville Road in Oliver Springs. I mean, in Oak Ridge, I'm sorry.
Okay.
We'd like to be in Oliver Springs.
We're working our way this way.
Gotcha. Cool.
You're right behind our
We just wanted to
behind our
thank-
station, yeah.
Excuse me?
You're right behind Jack, the shopping center there.
Yeah, we're right along behind Kroger
Yeah.
on Robertsville Road.
Yeah.
I just want to add a note that we appreciate doing the football uniforms for Oak Ridge High School.
Cool.
This is the first year that we were able to do it.
Oliver Springs.
Sorry, for Oliver Springs. It's our first year that we're able to do it,
That's cool.
and we enjoy doing it. It makes Oliver Springs one of the only, high schools in the state that actually has an outside service during their football uniforms.
That's
And
cool.
we're honored by that.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Corey, at this time, the update, please.
Circling back around on this, the property donation on Tri-County Boulevard, Mr. Shootery had sent me an email December 31st. Kind of a final, do we want to accept that property donation? Or do we want to just let it go? That was the .16 acres that we talked about back in probably November.
Yeah.
1.16?
Yeah.
1.6 acres.
It's small.
It's a chunk.
Wouldn't it be any expense to us, or liability or anything?
If we write a survey, we'd have to pay for the survey cost.
Yeah, we don't.
If my memory's correct, he bought that at a tax sale,
He did, yes.
which makes the title subject to a lot of concerns. And I guess the town could accept a deed for it. But I think we sent word back to him that if he wanted to pay for a survey and a title opinion and the deed, the town would consider accepting the gift upon review of all this information. Because if there's problems with the title and the town receives it as a gift, the town might end up receiving not only the title of the property, but also the problems which could result in expense to the town.
Yeah. Right. Right. So I'll follow back up with him tomorrow. I mean, is there any interest in taking that property?
For what Joe says on,
Is it worth pursuing, I guess, is
Yeah.
that, is it worth pursuing?
He wants to give it away because he's tired of paying taxes on it, you can't sell it, you can't build on it, it's too small.
literally,
And if he quits paying taxes on it, it'd be sold at another back tax sale.
right.
And so he just wants it gone probably. And if he can donate it to the town, he might say it's worth $10,000 and take a deduction.
Right.
Thaxton Brown appraised it back in mid-December as $9,000. So that's,
Yeah. Good call, Joe. Yeah. I mean, and I'd say you're exactly right about you and your assessment of this situation, so. I have no opinion on it, to be honest. I don't care.
I'll follow up with it then, and
I thought we had someone who was gonna buy it.
It did not,
He didn't wanna do that.
after that appraisal come back at 9,000, that was his asking price for it.
Oh,
Of course,
Best thing to tell him we ain't interested.
and I'm fine with that.
And that's just me, that's my opinion.
yeah. I have no opinion. So they
I'll
say,
take it, I'll take care of it then. That's what I need to hear. Street Department, paving jobs remaining, Tri-County Boulevard. We've had a couple of water cuts, Breeden Lane, Green Street, sewer cut on Henley Street, and then Second Norway remaining. Did complete Sleepy Hollow, Garden Avenue, and Cedar Lane. One thing with the asphalt plants, Duracap, Lenore City is shut down to probably February for maintenance.
oh, wow.
I believe Rogers Group is doing a project over on Ball Camp. And they're not making any of the, I guess, the blend that we're needing.
E-mix.
Yeah. The closest asphalt plant I think would be at high school now. So you're looking about 55, you're probably looking close to an hour with it done.
Not reckoning about.
Yeah. So, probably 2-3 more weeks, might even be the 1st of February before we start, asphalt again. But, again, we'll follow up on all that. Arrowhead Park, Rusty and the street crew, I believe the inmates got the swing sets moved. Concrete will be delivered tomorrow afternoon. Working with Rome County Road Department now about trying to get the track paved. And that is all I have under the update. Does anybody have any questions?
Where would Rome County get the pavement to pave the track?
We would, this is kind of the conversation as far as this has went. They're gonna be paving up the end of Old Airman Highway,
Oh, okay.
so their equipment would be close.
Well, where are they getting it from the plant though? Which one?
I don't think they're doing this till probably February.
Oh, okay. They won't, pavement will
It's not
start
something
tomorrow.
next week or the week after, no. But they're asking, obviously, if we would provide or buy the asphalt, they could use their equipment. So that's probably half of your cost. All think the cheapest bid we got was $34,000
I think so.
to pave that track. So looking at a couple different avenues of getting that cost down on that.
And we have funds allocated for that as well, that project specifically.
Yeah, you're close to 22,000 allocated for that, 15,000 from Brown County.
Anything else, Corey?
That's it.
Okay. Mr. Miller?
Oh, I have nothing at this time, sir.
Thanks, sir. Mr. Brown?
I've got something, but I'm not sure it's my place to say it, but I'd like to give an invitation to open up Ward 6 with anybody that would like to come forward and present herself. This vacancy is not an easy thing to swallow sometimes, but we have a vacancy and we're in need of filling that chair.
I have been contacted by,
If individuals would like to come forward and introduce themselves, we accept them and listen to to them and understand they only help the city, and we hope we have a whole crowd full of them.
for sure.
But other than that, that's just everybody happy New Year, and hope everything goes well the rest of the year. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Mr. Holland?
Yeah, speaking of Ward 6, I had 2 complaints on residents that I actually addressed 5 years ago on Kansas and a new one on Butler Street. We still have the ongoing one on Rome Street. I heard another one for Ridgeview, so I want to, Corey, if you would, I'm going to give you these addresses. Could you contact codes and get an update on the one and start the procedure on the other 3?
Absolutely.
Well, probably update on 2 of them. Procedure, yeah.
Where was the last one?
Rome Street.
No, the one before, the other one.
Ridgeview.
Ridgeview. Okay.
I will say this, in the private sector, when I want to make a change, I do it and it's a real quick change. But in government, I have found, when I say there is slow and then there is brutally slow, shoot mercy.
Yeah, but it's just kind of, it's hard to make people clean up their place when they've got surrounded with it. They got to start bulldozing where we have to do this stuff, you know? I've also had several people ask me about Mr. Bass. How much longer he gonna be at? Can we not get an intern person from that? I've been back 9-10 months and seen him twice.
Yeah,
You would probably have to go to the charter, read up, see what the charter says on it.
yeah. I don't mean Corey have discussed it briefly, not,
There's no stipulations in your charter, and we actually contacted MTS about vacancies and attendance issues, and there's not really anything in the state.
Well, I'm not really trying to push him out, but I think it'd be good for him to, does he know somebody who would fill in for him? I don't know why he couldn't temporarily resign, and they take his place, and when he's ready to come back, he can jump right back in it. It's not like you're really quitting, you're just.
I know.
Right.
It's very difficult sometimes to have court with,
And we're have to get a call every meeting to make sure the 3 of us can make it.
yeah.
And it needs a representation for the ward anyway.
And I wasn't going to say this, but I'm going to. So I do a cost analysis on my business, just about quarterly, yearly. People wouldn't believe me if I say it, but I'm going to say it anyways. For me to be mayor of this town, okay, when I say a financial sacrifice, it cost my business, it cost me about $75,000 last year. time away from me being the owner operator of my business. So I understand when you have to take time away from work to be here, that there is a sacrifice. I get it. Mine was, it was a sobering reality when I understood like how much it actually cost me and my business. So when I say the level of expectation is I expect people to be here, I really do. I really do. I agree.
You could throw in one more thing while you bring up trees.
Go ahead.
The intersection of Spring Street and Main Street,
Yeah.
big sycamore right there. Is that considered cities?
Ooh, that's a close one right there.
Well, I mean, if that dude failed, we'd be totally out of fire until they got both those high voltage lines. So if it fell towards the restaurant, it would wipe out the one coming down Stone Alley and the one going down Main Street. And that dude is 3-4 foot in the base right there.
No. Rusty's saying no.
It's off our right of way.
I thought it was just by like a foot.
Yeah.
Thought I remember that.
It would not, hate to, there are new residents there, but I'd almost be something,
Maybe Rusty.
maybe a liability letter or
Yeah.
something,
Yeah, that's the end of that.
Soft talk.
Could we generate like a liability letter to the owner or
I
something
mean,
saying, you know, you're.
You could, there's a process that you go through in all the trees in that situation. And so you can, we can investigate it, so.
And they'll also say, act of God.
That's true. When it's a live tree, it's a different ballgame than if it's a dead tree. So, but if it's a tree that's,
But to me, if we forewarning, you've kind of deducted the act of God thing.
if it's alive,
Yeah.
it's a tough one. So,
So I guess keep in mind, if we could cut them off our right of ways, to keep something like that from happening. I know we had one on Midway that finally got cut down. It was getting out of hand up there,
Well,
Mr. Fox's.
There's one fell there the other night, the other evening too. Limb come out of about yay big around, but it busted in about 6 pieces when it hit the pavement, so.
Really?
Yeah. It got cleaned up.
Okay, so.
Thank you, Mr. Holland. Just piggybacking off what Mr. Brown said, you know, we do have a vacancy for Ward 6. I have been contacted by one individual. I know we will open that up to the public. So if you do have interest, please submit a letter stating of your interest, and then at City Council, whether it's the next one or February, probably February, but we'll take that matter up. So, all right. Chief.
The first matter I'd like to bring before you, Officer Joshua Cardwell. He is an officer that has served his probationary period with Oliver Springs Police Department. I'd like to introduce him and for y'all to vote on him to become a full-time officer with Oliver Springs Police Department.
Officer, how are you?
Fine, sir, yourself.
Doing well. How has your 90-day period been?
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Chief treated you good?
Absolutely. Everybody's treating me very well.
Good. Good.
Is it the new vest that we bought?
No, sir, this is our patrol vest, the ones that we bought. As soon as everything is finished coming in, we're going to bring them down here and let you see it.
Okay, I just wanted that.
What about the tasers?
Now, he does have one of the new tasers. We'll be glad to show you after the meeting.
Nope.
The kid can take off running.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Cardwell. Do we have a motion to hire Officer Cardwell full-time?
I'll make that motion.
Motion, we have a second?
Second.
Second. Any further discussion?
Where are you from, sir? Just curious.
I live up in Norris.
North?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're not from Olive Springs?
I'm not.
Won't hold that against you.
And I guess, are you committed to stay here a while?
I hope.
I'm
Several
observing,
years.
Chief, on your years on these
Oh, yeah, yours is
income things are horrible. Like .7 is your leading guy right now.
In the law industry, it's a tough industry.
It is.
It's a tough industry.
I'd say in our past 5 or 6 that have resigned, they have left law enforcement. It wasn't for other agencies or anything like that.
Wow.
They have picked to leave law enforcement. It's a tough career. And
Yeah.
Mr. Cardwell, joined when I first started, and so he's one of those with a heart to serve. So that's probably the only reason he's still wanting to be in law enforcement.
And I did hear that from the, because you were Anderson County, Sheriff Parker said that about him as well, hard to serve. And so, I listen, I hope you stay a long time.
I plan on.
I do, so.
Welcome to our little town.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, and roll call, Joe, real quick.
Robert Miller,
Yes, sir.
Kenny Brown.
Yes.
Terry Holland,
Yes.
passed.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir.
The next thing I want to bring to you is, one of the things that we only do once a year in January is take up any applications for records. We've had 2 applications been submitted to us. We have 2 open vacancies right now on our record policy. The first one I'd like to introduce you to is Top Notch Towing. On Top Notch Towing, everything we checked into the business background checked okay. The only 2 concerns that I do have to disclose to you is, one, is that their impound lot is located in Lake City. And then secondly, they do have an employee that is married to one of our dispatchers.
If I may, I can address maybe both those issues. I kind of shared a little bit of his concern about the response time, so I wanted to just test myself. So we're in Rocky Top. We're pretty close to a road called Cane Creek. Cane Creek connects to Old Dutch Valley. Old Dutch Valley connects to Dutch Valley. So I pulled out of the lot, timed myself, drove 45, 48 miles an hour on Dutch Valley. The speed limit's 45, so I didn't want to skew the slant towards, bigger than 75, 80 or anything like that. Just past Frost Bottoms, Oliver Springs city limits. It was 16 minutes and 49 seconds, and I pulled in here at 20 minutes and 43 seconds. So the response time should be sufficient. We have daytime people, we have nighttime people, we have somebody on call from 7 to 7 at night. They're at the office there. If they're on a call, we have backup folks that are there, live right there in Rocky Top itself, which actually I'm closer to the office than this. So if, our normal folks are busy, I'll be more than happy to fill in, the slack, I loved your comment about leaders lead. If you're not willing to do any aspect of the business, you're not qualified to do business over, in my opinion. So, clean the toilet, run the tow truck, do the books. I'm good. I'm willing to do anything. So we appreciate y'all considering us, and thank you for your time. As far as the relationship with the dispatcher, I expect nothing less than professionalism. And if we can't achieve that, we'll have to address that within our business. And if we don't act with respect and professionalism and partner with Oliver Springs in a manner that you're proud to say that you're associated with a business, we'll make changes. And if we can't make the appropriate changes, we'll step out. We don't want to bring any kind of negative light on anybody we do business with. We want to shine brightly and want everybody to be proud to do business with us.
Thank you.
So, let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
Is this just for police towing?
It
Or
is.
this for anybody?
This is anybody that we would recommend
Recommend.
or have it come to one of our scenes.
So if our car breaks down on the side of the road?
If a car breaks down on the side of the road, we go there and they say, we don't know who to call.
Yeah.
We have a next scheduled list and it goes, 1 through 5. And if they're on that list, then that means we recommend them as a city, that they're a reputable business.
And your rate, what is your rate then?
We said it.
Oh, you
It's
said
set by the
We
city.
just set the rate.
We just set the rate.
3 months ago?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we set the rate.
Yeah, the city
You're right.
tells us what is appropriate to charge, and that's what
So
we
you just
charge.
want approval to get on the list?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Where you at, right there in town?
Our Rocky Top address is 3736 Lake City Highway.
So you're on the south end?
We are, do you know where the middle school is?
I do.
We're between the middle school and, I call it the Big Johns because I've been living there forever, but I don't think that's the actual name of the gas station, but it's right there at Clear Branch.
You talking about those Shell station up there?
Yeah, it's right there at the foot of Clear Branch.
Yeah.
Right there, we're between them and the middle school, that's where we're at. We'll be on the right, it was the tobacco store, Tim Isabel. We bought the building from Tim Isabel. I don't know if you know him, but anyways, other than that.
County Commissioner.
Yeah, and we've been there, we rented from him for a couple of years, we bought the building, we bought the business in November, or not the business, the building in November. And we've expanded our secure storage, we've got 6-foot high fences, and you know, everything it takes to be approved for that, but we expanded that, and so that's why we're wanting to come and partner with you all and do business with you.
I'll make a motion, sir.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Second. Any further discussion?
What is, you go, how many total with this made?
Well, there'll be 4.
We have 3 in our rotation, we have a limit of 5.
Right.
We have 2 vacancies and 2 applications.
And how does that work if dispatch calls? If you don't answer a certain length of time, you jump to the next dude, or?
Yeah, given the nature, if it's a motor vehicle crash and we have roads blocked, we call you once. If you don't answer the phone, we roll on to the next, because by state law, we can only leave a state road shut down for 30 minutes. That's the reason the crash response time is 30 minutes.
I mean, as long as everybody understands, yeah.
All right, any further discussion? Roll call, Joe.
Robert Miller,
Yes, sir.
Kenny Brown,
Yes.
Terry Holland,
Yes.
passed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The second record application I'm going to introduce you to is Quality Towing out of Oak Ridge.
Hey there, sir. I believe y'all were in the parade, right?
We were.
I thought so.
I've been doing this 42 years in February. I've never applied for Oliver Springs, but I do Clinton and Oak Ridge. I service everything from a Volkswagen to, as you say, the big trucks. And I do offer a little more than the rest of them. If I come to your town, I will help you on your city-owned vehicles. We'll tow them for you. And I just help the fire department with the cars to practice with. So we already did that. And that's, as you know, in business, that's quite a bit of money. So
It is.
the cars are worth 600 apiece scrap, so.
For sure.
But pretty much all I got to say.
Thank you for that.
We're just down the road.
Chief?
Everything we checked on them coming back clean, good business, very reputable, come highly recommended.
Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion, second.
Second.
Motion, second. Any discussion? Roll call, Joe.
Robert Miller,
Yes, sir.
Kenny Brown,
Yes.
Terry Holland,
Yes.
passed.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One thing I've had come up today, and I spoke to the mayor about, I need to sit at the next council meeting, if you don't mind, a beer board meeting. Mayor, do you want to kind of say anything about what we discovered today, or just what this beer permit's about?
You can take lead.
So the Fiesta Charro Mexican restaurant on the east end of town is moving to what was formerly known as Mama's Diner in front of Food City, and they are requesting that their beer permit address be changed. They have to go through this entire process. The reason we need a beer board meeting is because you have to approve their new location. There's not a fee, they've already paid for their permit fee, they've already paid for the privilege tax this year. However, this still gives us an opportunity that if they're going to a location that we do not feel suited for this town, a location to sell alcohol, this gives you your chance for that. So they'll have to come back before the board to have your approval for their new location.
Do they know how to meet them boundaries?
They do, but we have very small boundaries that we discussed in the last meeting, and those have never been adopted or changed. So when the state come in, it's probably been 15 years ago, there was a ruling that we done of grandfathering in to our alcohol lines, which was 1,000 feet. They said that you can't grandfather those, that they must be adopted the way they are. At the time with Beach Park Church being across the street from Captain Tom's, the beer board dropped it to 65 feet. They are more than 65 feet, so it would be within.
Within the range.
Yes.
Now, has these people got their fines and everything paid and employees
Yes.
trained?
Well, they're serving liquor now.
They get,
Wine,
they
margaritas.
actually got liquor license now?
I'm not quite sure of the status of it. I do know they have been serving wine, so that would be part of that. I don't know if they have applied to the state to try and transfer that. I don't know the status, but I do know Food City sells wine and has their permit for it, so.
I know we had, when they come in here and got fined, that training was an issue with their employees that, we don't know, I'm assuming you find out the issues and it's all correct?
Yes, they have resolved all their issues with their beer permit issues.
In this future place next to Food City,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, what used to be Mama's Diner across from the church.
The
across-
church across the streets. This is.
Yes. Yeah, property line to property line, they're still over the 65 feet.
A little over 100.
Give or take, I think the highway put it right at 75, so I knew at the highway width, it was gonna be fine. Because you're ultimately at 7 lanes between the 2 emergency, the median, and then 4 lanes of traffic. You know, it's close, but it's still far enough away that if you do approve it, it would be fine.
When you need it set for first one in February?
That's what I was shooting for, because that's kind of what I let him know, that the quickest it could be is then. I reckon they're talking about doing the move within the next week.
The parking be good, just nothing to do with the liquor, but it looks like they're getting a smaller parking lot.
I'm not quite sure. I don't know if they have anything worked out with Food City or VJ for the rest of the parking at, say, the old Matco. I don't know if they have anything worked out with Food City and the side parking there, but I do know they advised that they will have more square footage for dining, and that was their biggest draw to it.
Okay. What do you need, what do you need from us? Nothing?
Just an agreement to set a beer board meeting for the next council.
Yep.
The next council would be
So
the
next one be
18th.
18th of January, if you want it then, or February.
18th of January would be fine.
18th of January. 7:30, 8 o'clock.
We have to meet, don't we?
Yeah, just put it down for the council meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
The last one I have to run by you, I'm not quite sure exactly the way it's worked in the past. However, I want to bring this before you because to me it's a property issue. Anytime in the past that we've had any kind of motor vehicle crashes, things of that nature, when the checks wrote to repair the vehicles, because it is a paid for by insurance company and not through us, we've never had to seek council approval before. We had a patrol car crash that ended up causing the insurance company to total one of our patrol cars. This was during the period of not having any council meetings. This is the first time I've been able to address you. I called the mayor, let him know what the deal was with the insurance company about what they were willing to reimburse us for this vehicle. At the time, I was able to locate a vehicle approximately about $12,000 to $13,000 cheaper than what they were going to give us a settlement offer for. I was able to obtain the vehicle. However, it did require a little bit of work, then transferring the equipment, things of that nature. So between buying the vehicle for a little over $18,000, we had to put another $4,000 in it. And we're still in a net profit of it of about $10,000.
What did they give us on?
They gave us $32,000 for a $40,000 2022 Dodge Durango.
What do you need from us then?
Basically, where I have to notify you of a capital purchase of that nature, just approval of what we've done as an emergency purchase and that you've been notified. That we had the expense on the used vehicle, getting it up to, you know, service ready for emergency vehicle.
What miles was on it, chief?
46,000.
Was this a new one or the one that got totaled?
It was new to me in my mind. It was a 2022 with about 16,000 miles. We gave $39,800 for it, and they ended up depreciating it with being 2 years old with 16,000 miles, approximately $5,000 to $6,000, brought it down to 33. They offered to let us keep that vehicle for $1,100. So I chose to keep the vehicle because out of the last pit we done, A headlight for a Dodge Durango is $1,480. So one headlight was worth the $1,100 in keeping it.
Yeah.
The motor only has 16,000 miles, so if we have any more of the V8 motors go down, we have a motor sitting ready to go with only 16,000 miles on it.
And the transmission.
And a transmission, wheels, tires, doors.
Rear end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, rear end now. That's where it got hit.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. It took it right in the driver's side rear tire. It got T-boned.
So you don't need a motion or nothing, you just need to let us know about the purchase, right?
I would ask the judge, I'm not quite sure, because this is an expenditure on property. I don't know quite all the parliamentary procedure on it, but I'm gonna err on the side of caution. I spent $19,000 almost for a vehicle and spent about $4,000 to repair it. Me personally, I feel comfortable if you approve my decision.
And before he did it, he did call me and made me abreast of it, and to me, it was the great, yeah. Anytime you can net profit 10 grand, I think you've done pretty well for the city.
And then not only that, this was literally the only police-used Dodge Durango in the state of Tennessee. It just felt perfect. So I had to kind of move on it.
So we have a motion to,
I'll make a motion, yeah.
second. Second. Motion second, any further discussion?
Is all the equipment changes?
Yes, that's the reason we had to go with another Dodge Durango, because all the equipment was brand new. I mean, it's less than, 2 years old. So this way, all of the equipment will come exactly straight off of the 2022, the Trek,
Good.
and straight onto the 17 model.
I'm fine, that's good.
Roll call, Joe?
Robert Miller,
Yes, sir.
Kenny Brown,
Yes.
Terry Holland.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Chief Bailey?
Nothing right now.
Nothing this time.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, real quick, the radios.
Yes, they are all installed. We are also operating on Genesee Valley system. The way it's working for us, kind of mentioned last time, is that we're still being dispatched out on the VHF channel. And then we're switching over and we're talking on our new radios. So still allows us to get paged out like we traditionally did, but nobody can hear our conversations because we're on the 800 band. So it's working great.
Good, good. Thank you.
Thank you.
No old business at this time. New business, item A, police chief time adjustment. Basically, this comes down to kind of the same situation we have with Corey. Chief Laxton, he doesn't do what he does for accolades or for the limelight. He does it because I feel like he has a servant's heart. How many hours you put in on average for the week, Chief? Probably 60 to 80? 70 to 80? Generally, and he doesn't come asking or begging or pleading for a pay increase, no, or he hasn't to me personally. And but whenever I had the conversation with Corey about Corey working at the water plant and how he was getting reimbursed, also led to conversations between me and Corey about how many hours Chief Laxton puts in, and just excessive number of hours. And so you have in front of you just a brief snapshot of some of the stuff that he does that goes unseen, right? And I feel, just like I said in the water board meeting, with the wages for Corey and for the water guys, or the water department, not just guys, but the ladies as well. Just the goodwill factor of saying, Chief, thank you. And I believe it's well warranted. And the fact that we have an officer involved in an accident, he goes and finds another vehicle that netted the city $10,000. That to me is impressive. He could have easily have used his full budget and gone over budget and be like, hey, I need money. No, he didn't. I think that shows financial restraint and financial responsibility. And I appreciate that from the mayor's perspective. If y'all have questions or concerns, you can look over this. We can either address it tonight or we can address it at the next meeting. But you just let me know how you feel best. If you have any concerns, let me know. Or Corey.
Is it coming out of his budget? Or
Corey?
Yeah. Yeah, there's still money left over in that, like the admin
Yeah.
line item
When
from when you didn't.
there was a position that
Yeah.
was, yeah,
Did away with.
yeah, correct. So, yeah, there is funds available.
so now he's fully staffed, that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Make a motion, we pay the chief the 35, 39, not 55.
So we have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second. Thank you, Mr. Miller. Any further discussion? Roll call, Joe?
Robert Miller,
Yes, sir.
Kenny Brown,
Yes.
Terry Holland,
Yes.
passed.
All right, wage recommendation. Corey, you want to take lead on this?
Back to the pay rate, the big sheet, again, the confidential sheet. If you look at the top and second, the top is your police department. There was just one position with a wage recommendation. That would be your codes enforcement officer. The middle of your page is your street department and your admin here at City Hall.
Which, if I should say, Byron Meads, AKA Mac, the codes guy, is, in my opinion, doing a very good job. It's a tough job. I wouldn't want it. I ain't gonna lie. So,
He just received his building.
yeah, building code certification. He just passed that test, I think, yesterday or 2 days ago. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So, and I'm gonna kind of let the cat out of the bag. I may be talking out of turn here, but I'm gonna contact Glenn Kofer and see if we can get a satellite office set up in the town of Oliver Springs. Keyword here is try, because now that we have a code enforcement, someone who has passed their test, instead of having to drive 30 minutes one way, hopefully we can get a satellite office set up. That's going to be the goal here. So we really appreciate Mac, aka Byron, doing that for the city. So I digress. Corey.
Two highlighted green, left those blank. I don't feel comfortable putting wage recommendation in for myself. That also includes Chief Laxton as well. The other position would be your elected position, which that's Ramona's. I've left her blank. That's up to council to adjust those wages however they see fit.
Okay.
You want us the yellow?
The yellow was the
What we did.
officers that received the raises back
Oh,
in
okay.
October, November timeframe. So if you want to look at your annual impact to the police department, you're looking at $5,137.60 over a 12-month period. Your street department, city hall administration cost, you're looking at annual impact of $16,681.60 over a 12-month period. So obviously you're looking $1,100, $1,200 a month to cover this.
Same as before, we got the money to cover it.
Yeah.
Comfortable that we'll
Yeah.
continue to do.
I will never bring anything in here if we don't have the money to pay for it or to cover it.
But it's hard to project problems in the future.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
that you don't know yet.
Absolutely.
And Corey, we talk about it extensively, and along with Chief Laxton. I believe in rainy day funds, and I believe in worst case scenarios, because they happen. And I'll give you, for instance, when I first became mayor, literally, I think the first week or second week of becoming mayor, we had a murder here in town, right? And that gentleman is being held at Anderson County. Had a brain tumor. Had to have emergency surgery. And instead of being released to go to Nashville to the state-run hospital facility for inmates, he was denied. So they had to do the surgery at UT. $1.2 million later. $1.2 million. The annual budget for the sheriff's department for medical care is $385,000. So when I say I believe in you better plan for a rainy day, you better plan for a rainy day, because they happen. Sheriff Parker was not anticipating that, neither was Anderson County Commission. That was a shock. So I try not to bring anything before you all that is not grossly vetted. And there is a sense of financial stability and security built in. So I promise you that.
Tell me, why was Ramona not proposed to get an increase?
She's elected position, that's up to you all. That's not under, it's not under me.
Not under you, elected. But she get in other words, for probably been here 25 years, she does one outstanding job, and always has. Is she happy with this, or has it been discussed?
Oh, no. Leaving Chief Laxton and myself and Ramona's position, that's up to your all's decision to adjust our wages.
Putting it another way, Corey, as city manager, is responsible for everyone except Ramona and me and you all, because we're all elected.
Correct.
Chief Laxton is responsible for the police department. And so therefore, Chief Laxton and City Manager Jenkins can make recommendations for everybody except Ramona and me and you all. For Ramona and me and you all, it's your decision to give a pay raise or not give a pay raise. Just like it's your decision to consider Corey's recommendation or Chief Laxton's recommendation for pay raises for the employees that's under the supervision of the city manager or the police chief.
And my personal opinion is, I believe that all three positions should have pay raises.
Now,
And
y'all can't get pay raises because it's in the charter.
correct. And should I, and if I were to, I like I don't like 0.79 figures, and I don't like 0.76 figures. I like either 00 figures or 50 figures. Makes it real easy to figure going forward. So I'm in favor of giving Laxton, Corey, and Ramona all raises as well. And I feel that we would be fine in doing so.
They got a raise, if I'm not mistaken, where the other people didn't. Is that not correct?
Who's that?
The chief and Corey agreed not to take a raise when we had the other,
Well, we didn't have the money on
we took the
fund
other,
side.
we give it to hire 2 more people, is that correct?
No, we give it to the existing policemen that we have.
We haven't given them a raise.
Yeah.
I'd like to, my opinion, is the working people, to me, I understand Corey didn't do a fantastic job, and Sheriff Chief Laxton, I think the workers are doing, the people that really need they're the ones down here that make it rough for them. They had a pay raise in 2 years.
Correct.
And we did not give it to them this year, but we did give City Manager and David last year, if I'm not mistaken. There wasn't.
I think it was 22.
They gave it to Thomas instead of.
Right. think it was like an 8% raise. Is that right, Joe, or something like that in '22?
I think so.
I think so. And I'm also good with if you want to wait till the new budget year when we start the budget deliberations in February or March to, retroactive in July. I'm good with that too. I mean, I agree that the blue collar worker, the backbone. However, that said, they need leaders to lead, and I know Corey and Laxton lead very well. So,
What you would do is have a motion to give the pay raises based on this pay rate increase of all the employees except those shown on green and yellow. And pink, I guess, for Ramona and me, where that you're identifying only the folks that haven't had pay raises.
okay. So do we have a motion to do exactly what Joe just said?
Yeah.
'Cause I'm completely good with that, to address the ones that are listed.
I'm a little lost on the other three, Corey. What was that part?
Corey, David, and Ramona.
Yeah,
Joe, would you?
say that part.
Well, looking at this sheet, the motion would exclude those shown in green, which is David Laxton and Corey Jenkins, and those shown in yellow, which is employee 2 through 10, and employee 12, to make it quicker, and those shown in pink, which is employee 23, Ramona Walker, and employee 31, which would be me. And that would get essentially the hourly workers, because everybody else is on salary.
And then we could address those three at a later time with the new budget.
Yeah, I'd like to see where we're at on money, because we just raised taxes.
Correct. Correct.
Doctor's getting a little,
Right.
making me nervous.
I understand. So we,
Fence.
do we have a motion to accept the wage increases for the hourly folks listed?
I'll make
Make a motion. Do we have a second?
A second.
Second, Mr. Brown. Any further discussion? Roll call, Joe.
Robert Miller,
Yes.
Kenny Brown,
Yes.
Terry Hall,
Yeah.
passes.
Short-term rental ordinance, Corey.
Did anybody have any recommendations to the short-term rental ordinance that we covered under the last council meeting? If not, I'll turn that over to MTS to get any recommendations for them to review that. I've not received that back, but we do have one thing that has come up. I'll ask Chief Bailey to come up too to address this. Has to do with the life safety compliance verification for your short-term rentals. And this is your packet, January 4, 2024, this packet here.
So something I talked with Corey about, last council meeting when this come up, and was trying to get hold of the state fire marshal's office. So short-term rentals are allowable by code, and they have some things that are needed by code. One of the things that the fire marshal's office come back with is that they're treated just like a residential house, 1 to 2 family, as long as they meet certain criteria. They can't be more than 3 stories, they can't be more than 5,000 square feet. Anything over 3 stories or 5,000 square feet runs into a commercial building code, which falls under the International Fire Code, which has to be seen by the state fire marshal's office, just like hotels and motels do on that. What I'm proposing to be added into our short-term rental is something that other cities have done as well, is that we make the short-term rentals follow the International Residential Code as like it was a new construction. So a new construction house requires you to have a smoke detector that's in every bedroom. and requires a smoke detector on outside of the hallway, and then one on each level, including the basement. The other thing it requires is that you have to have a carbon monoxide detector in the house if it has natural gas, propane, or wood burning stove inside or an attached garage. The reason for that is a life safety aspect. People are coming in and out of the house, they're not familiar with the house. You know, there's been documented cases of carbon monoxide poisoning with short-term rentals. Most of those have been out of the country, but they've even been inside country. And then there are several cases of residential house fires. I referenced you guys an article from Firehouse that's based out of Florida. Roughly short-term rental, there's a house fire and a short-term rental every 44 seconds. That's nationwide, but the probability of that happening is increased with the fact that it's somebody else's in their house. Included in here also is 1 and 2 family rental units require smoke alarms already. That is by state code. So all we're doing is increasing it just a little bit to require it inside each bedroom as well, and then outside. Right now with 1 and 2 family rental houses, they're required, and rental house is in a long-term rental. When I'm talking about that, it's required to have one outside of the bedroom area. That's it, which is not enough, but you know, it's required by state law. The last page I got you guys, so in our current agreement that they have to sign, they have to fall under the fire marshal's office, which is the head fire code official, which is me, for compliance, if there's anything that we can go in and inspect. What you're looking at is a form that is done, this is City of Knoxville's form, just give you what we use there in that aspect. It's not a, we go look unless there's a complaint, but they are signing an affidavit that they fall under the fire and life safety requirements with this. This would be something that I would highly recommend us do here for these. And it's, all we're doing is taking care of the citizens that are coming in and out. It's no extra requirement. The smoke detectors, the carbon monoxide detectors, they can be battery operated, so they can get those. They don't have to hardwire anything in the house or anything like that. But it does set the requirement that, hey, we are taking care of somebody when they're here.
I bet they ain't one of these is compliant right now, are they?
Probably not. Most rental, being honest, most rental homes that we go to that is at a house fire do not have a working smoke detector in them.
Wow.
The landlord is required to put the smoke detector in, the occupant is required to maintain it, and there's a lot of them that don't work.
What was the fire extinguisher rule?
The fire extinguisher rule is one that City of Knoxville added in, that they require a fire extinguisher in the kitchen area.
Just one?
Just one,
In David?
yes.
What's the fine for this not compliance?
The fine non-compliance, I'll look up what Knoxville uses. Now, like the non-compliance for the landlord issue, it's a misdemeanor on it. If found and they're charged.
So you are gonna, you will do this,
So this form would be part of their application packet, would be my as far as our requirement goes. And then it would be them saying, hey, it's done. If we go at that point, that's when we see it. I can't go into a residential house unless there's an emergency, so that's when we would see
so
it.
we know who to contact because they say, well, this is something new, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
They, in other words, we notified that they have to comply with this right here too.
Yeah, that'd be part of the
Permit.
permit process.
Even though they already have a permit.
When that was written in the original, was there not supposed to be an inspection done of the house before there was any kind of permit issued, Mayor?
There is.
They're supposed to be inspected before any kind of permit's issued.
And that kind of goes back to moving that out from under my office to codes enforcement police station, where they would have the ability to go and do these inspections. Yeah.
So the ones that we already have existing, were they grandfathered,
Well, we removed everything that was grandfathered in.
everything's gone now?
Yeah, that was part of some of those changes, was removing all the wording for grandfathered out of that short-term rental ordinance.
So it's all gonna be compliant with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you need a motion or anything like that?
Corey, since it's on the MTS review, what do you?
Yeah, I just, I'm in favor of this. I mean, I recommend we make these changes to the short-term rental ordinance, just to add this wording in,
I'm in favor.
and then add it to the, that verbiage to the,
Probably
application.
tomorrow Corey would send MTOS an email with that,
Yeah.
saying, work this into our ordinance. MTOS in due course of time will draft a sample ordinance and send it over. Council will review it. Council cannot pass it. Council can pass it as it's written. Council can make amendments either from the floor here or through committees, and then review the amendments and pass it at that point or not pass it. So, we're making progress.
It's a definitely needed thing.
Yes,
We got so many four-wheelers and gas and all that other
and
things.
it's going to continue, the trend will continue. There will be more short-term rentals, so.
Yeah, I done got two in the neighborhood. Fixing to
Well,
probably be
we
a circle.
still, a little bit more work on that, don't we? Who falls under this, under the short-term locations and that kind of thing.
Well, I mean, that would be under the.
I mean, I know it's something different. but
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I posed a question and I had no answer for it. Short-term is considered commercial, is it not? And my subdivision is set up for residential only, R1, it's not set up for commercial. So that's a violation itself right there.
Those short-term rental units are not considered commercial. I think that's in the wording, the definition of it.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm almost positive.
Because I was asked that and I didn't know,
But we can get you the answer.
yeah.
So, because I have wondered that myself, but I'm pretty sure, like Corey said, even though it's,
Commercial is probably defined upon the use of the building.
right,
To give you an example, if I own my home in a residential area and my job takes me out of state and I rent the property to Robert Miller and his family for whatever dollars a lot or a little or something in between, and he lives there in a residential capacity where he sleeps at night and has his food and family rest and so on like that, that's residential. Now, let's compare that situation where I open a law office in my house in a residential area, and the law office takes half of the square footage, then my use of the house is not only residential but commercial, and the commercial use is prohibited. Now, in some instances, beauty shops can have 1 or 2 rooms in a house, and that's not violating the residential ordinances. Now, if I rent that same property to Robert Miller, and he opens a car repair place there, even though it's residential, and I've leased it to him because I'm out of state, his use of the property is commercial, and that violates the zoning ordinance. So short-term rentals, as their quote residential close quote, would probably not violate the ordinances. Now, if you carved it up into, say, 6 bedrooms and a kitchen with appropriate bathrooms, you might define it as a multi-use residential. If it's single-family residence or double-family residence in the area, it might violate it then. So, but you're starting to, I'll say, split hairs to work into your situation to determine whether or not it violates the ordinance or not.
thank you, Justin. So the last thing I'll say real quick and before we adjourn, how many overdose deaths did we have in 2023, Chief? 0. Probably one of the only cities our size or anywhere close to our size that could say that. And see you sitting here, I think it's a testament to how we enforce the law in our town. We are proactive, we're not reactive, we play offense, we don't play defense. And I appreciate that, Chief. And we will continue to do just that. And our officers respond very quickly. They're highly trained. I've actually been with them when I've seen Narcan administered multiple times. Right out here at Phillips Hallmark Cabinets. That was one of the most incredible things I've witnessed as being mayor. So thank you. 0. All right, without further ado, who's in favor of adjournment? Say aye.
So moved.
So moved.